Okay, this is about subtracting a fraction from a whole number. And this is going to be a little bit more challenging than just subtracting a fraction from 1, because our decomposing is going to be a little bit different, and you'll see what that means in just 1 second. Okay, so we have a whole number, 3, and we're going to subtract a fraction, 1/4. We know that just as this is written, we cannot subtract because we don't have common units. These are both different units. We have 3 wholes and 1/4. So we're going to have to change our whole number into fourths, or at least to decompose it so that part of it is into fourths, and you'll see what we mean. Okay, so here's what we can do. We're going to rename our 3 wholes into parts, and we can kind of think of this like unbundling, like we do with tens when we're subtracting, or hundreds, or so on and so forth with the place value. Okay, so let's just take a look. We have 3, and we have to have at least part of it be in fourths so we can subtract 1/4. Okay, so let's unbundle 1 whole. So that would be 4/4 would give us 1 whole if we're thinking in fourths. And then we would have 2 still to make up our 3. So this basically is the same as 2 plus 1. But we just unbundled one of these wholes to create fourths so that we can subtract. Okay, so now let's take a look at how we can subtract. So this might be the same as 2 4/4 minus 1/4. So now we can subtract 1/4 from these 4/4 and kind of just leave this 2 alone here. Okay, so 4/4 minus 1/4 is 3/4. So now we just have 2 3/4. So 3 minus 1/4 is the same as 2 3/4. We could also show that with a tape diagram. So if I start with 3 wholes, and notice that I'm making 3 separate wholes, okay, and I will split them each into fourths because we have to have common units to subtract or add fractions. So this is 3 wholes, all of them are shaded in. 4/4 is 1 whole, 8/4 is 2 wholes, and 12/4 is 3 wholes. I'm only subtracting 1/4, which would give me 2 wholes and 1 2 3/4, just like our subtraction shows. Let's try one more problem. So let's take a look at 7 minus 3/5. Again, we have a whole number and a fraction. We cannot subtract them because we don't have common units. So let's go ahead and decompose our 7. So let's unbundle 1 whole into fifths so that we can subtract. Okay, so 7 is our total. Let's unbundle, like we said, 1 whole, which would be 5/5. And then this is the same as 1, so 1 plus 6 would give us 7. Okay, so now we can rewrite this as 6 5/5 minus 3/5. We can do 5/5 minus 3/5. We know that's 2/5, so our answer would be 6 2/5. It would take a little bit of time to show this as a tape diagram, because we would have to draw 7 holes and then split those into fifths, etc. So we want to get to the point where we can just use our number bond to decompose, so we can unbundle a hole and use that to subtract a fraction.